They've re-signed Origin rep stars. Sydney Roosters are thrilled to announce that Connor Watson and Spencer Leniu have both signed 2-year contract extensions, securing their commitment to the club through to the end of 2020 season. Watson made his debut for the Roosters in 2016. Spencer's just come over this year. Speaking of out west, actually, from the story before too, Fletchy, I ran into Spencer Leniu for the first time I've ever met Spencer Leniu at a cafe in Bondi the other day.
Yep.
He is a beast.
Yeah.
He is a beast. He was wearing a singlet. It was the cold front. It was under 16 degrees too. It was the cold front you're talking about. He's wearing a basketball singlet. He's making me cold. I'm in tracky dacks, hoodie, and I had a chat to him beforehand about going back out west, and he goes, because he had the buy. I go, you going back out west to see the fam? He goes, nah.
I never forget when he signed and he said, I just want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to go to Bondi. They breed him tough. He's a Druitt boy. He'd be a Mount Druitt boy.
Yeah, Manny County. Yep.
Yeah.
Just around the corner from so I was St. Clair. You go over the bridge, you got Colin, St. Mary's, Mount Druitt.
Yeah. They'd have to. Yeah, they were going to have to re-sign Spencer after what happened.
And especially, and Jared's moving on too.
Jared's going. Connor Watson. That's a great story. Like there was a chance he might not have been able to play again with that. So he snapped his tendon on his knee, patella tendon.
Yuck.
Snapped.
I've never heard of that before.
No, because usually you get the tendonitis.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yeah, and then he was just stretching it, and then went. So good on you, boys. Well done.
I love that. So they've already signed Chad Townsend and Marky Mark, Nwaka Nitawasi. Thoughts on the Roosters for roster building for next few years? Do you think there's still another couple around the corner for the Roosters, or is it 2026?
Well,
are they waiting to make a big play in 2026 for someone?
I think. I mean, they're pretty handy. They've got Junior Pauga, Billy Smith still there, so they've got some centre coverage. But you feel, and I feel, there'll be a big signing like a number 6.
I think so too.
Yeah,
and it's someone that you wouldn't expect. I feel like the Roosters they're the best at that. Where
it's all
it doesn't
quite
come
quiet.
out. Yeah. And Sam Walker would be the priority too now, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And, the Mitchell Moses thing, I don't know whether that's just a bit of management talk to maybe to extend at the Eels for him. But they have lost a lot of, Joey Manu is going to be a big loss, but
everyone just seems to think Joey's just going to go and come back. So is that the feeling from the Roosters fraternity that he'll be back at some point? They're
saying that he'll miss 1.5 seasons because of the way it works over in Japan.
Yep.
So he could be back in round 11, 2026.
How old's Joey Manu too? He'd be 20.
But if you're over there and you're having a good time, you know what? If your family's enjoying it,
28 tourists.
28.
Yep.
If your family's enjoying it, and as we know, if it's all going swimmingly, usually the wives and partners and girlfriends win.
True. I've spoke to a few of the boys. Quade Cooper's been over there, and I've heard him talk about it. It's nice over there. They enjoy it over there, but I don't think it's a long-term thing for a lot of them.
Just a bit of a cash grab?
Yeah, well, a bit of not only the cash, but also just the experience, like Spencer Leniu, trying to expand the horizons and go from out west to Bondi. Some of them want to go from NRL to rugby union and head over to Japan.
Joey's in his peak of his career, of his powers, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe they're thinking. Who did we speak to? And he was talking about how he seems to think Joey wants to become an All Black, Joey Manu. So he'll get a bit of grounding over there because it's not as intense, and then go back to New Zealand.
Yeah, I tossed that up early on with Big Mace too. We thought if similar to what Sonny did when Sonny went over to French rugby to begin with, right? He wasn't like the Roger model or the Benji Marshall model where they went straight to Super 14 and they went to the Auckland Blues. Go over, apply your trade in those other competitions where it's probably there's not as much scrutiny, not as much pressure.
French rugby would be a step above Japanese rugby, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. But this is 15 years ago with Sonny, right? So now it's a bit of a powerhouse, French rugby. It's really popular, and there's so many rugby union players that go over there. But back probably 15 or 20 years ago, even though it still would have been a lot more money than what we could have paid him in league, it's gone from strength to strength. So, but you go over there, less pressure, out of sight, out of mind. Is
How important is it? I mean, not important, but if you've got the opportunity to become an All Black, as a Kiwi growing up, and I suppose Joey, as a kid growing up, he would have seen those gun sides. That would be a big carrot.
Huge. Even for me, Fletcher, I grew up over here. Dad played for the Kiwis. We moved here when I was 3. Whenever the All Blacks played, and we could play it on TV here in Australia, that's why I always sort of, when you get the opportunities, eligibility at the start of the year, never got the opportunity, but I always ticked off the Kiwi box, and we would always watch the All Blacks, no matter what.
Because out here, there's a bit of competition between wallabies and kangaroos. But you're saying if you're a Kiwi league player, you would definitely be watching the All Blacks
100%.
and cheering them on.
And now I reckon it's swung with the popularity of rugby league, highlighting a few players. We've talked a lot about Sean Johnson and Benji Marshall recently going to the Hall of Fame. I reckon a lot of those guys have swung the popularity of rugby league in rugby union, where we probably still won't be on the level of rugby union. But I'd say it's, there's so many more rugby union kids in New Zealand watching rugby league.
And they just want to wear that All Black jersey.
Yeah. But still, just All Blacks are on. Everyone watches the All Blacks.
Yeah.
That's how it was. What about the Knights, mate? They've locked in Eels hooker Matt Arthur. He's signed at the Knights for a 3-year deal. Again, he gets a bit messy up there, Adam O'Brien, with some of the signings. So off the back of how well they went last year, they went and got both Will Price at the start of the year and then had Jack Cogger halfway through the season.
Yep.
They haven't been able to settle on a halves pairing all year, and now the dramas that they're having with Phoenix Crossland and Brayley, they've gone and added Matty Arthur, who he looks like a player.
Yeah.
Fletch, I like him. He's Brad Arthur's son, and compassionate grounds. Parramatta let him. I think he had a year left on his contract, but Parramatta let him have a chat due to what happened to Brad.
Yeah, I would have thought Rolsey might have been keen to keep him, but now they're going out there. As you said, they've got three hookers. Joel and I thought Jaden Brayley might go to the Dragons, but they've since went and signed Cookie. So Jaden Brayley is a gun.
Yeah, he just can't stay fit.
Yeah, I think he's a first grader everywhere. But this Matt Arthur, I thought he was really good in the 19s, and the limited time he's played in first grade, he's been good.
Yeah, he's a tough little bugger. Brad Arthur was my assistant coach at Parramatta and Manly for 13-14. Just him and his older brother Jakey coming through. He just will always look like a terror. He just looks like angry little.
Yeah,
he's like his old man, just an angry little human.
Was he angry, Brad? Did he get angry?
Yes, yeah. And then once you got to know him a little bit more, you know what it's like. Most coaches are like that. They angry to begin with, and then
they try and stamp their authority.
Yeah, you play enough games, and you get to know him a little bit more after a couple of years, and he softens up a little bit. But
I think that's those sort of coaches seem to be going. Oh, we got to go quick break, and on the other no. You want a break?
Yeah, break.
Well, it's very hard when you're behind your glass. And you give us these stupid signals. I don't even know what that means. Taking your shirt off, swinging it around your head, tourist, doesn't mean much.
We were locked in, that's why, Fletchy. So let's take a break.